recording?
Hi everybody, Brandon Talsman, Jasper County Supervisor. Whatever you do, if you go to Pella, don't take the Red Rock Road. Apparently it's under construction. But anyway, I'm going to do a video on talking about property taxes real quick. Some of the things that have been transpiring over the last couple of years, valuation increases and everything, as well as this nifty little new tool that the county actually started on Schneider Beacon, which I'm pretty proud of, and I personally believe that it helps increase transparency and accountability. So, with that being said, you know, one of the proudest, I would say, accomplishments that I've had over the last 4 years is the fact that we have been able to increase funding to secondary roads. And by increase funding to secondary roads, I'm not talking a little bit of chump change of $10,000 so we can say we increased. I'm talking pretty substantial, upwards of $1 million we've increased spending to secondary roads. We've also increased the budget for the Sheriff's Department, allowing for the addition of another road deputy, 3 full-time jailers, and I think 3 part-time jailers, on top of the creation and test program of the, this was the other thing I was going to do the video on, of the Advanced Lifesaver of kind of almost a paramedic level service through the Sheriff's Department. And we've been able to do that all without raising taxes. That includes, you know, every single year, inputs go up, cost goes up. We have to increase our budget by around 4.5% just to maintain, because inflation, inputs go up, everything else. We've been able to do this all while keeping your property taxes down. Now, when I say property taxes, you have to understand how this works. And I'm driving, so you have to excuse me if I'm not looking at the camera. You need to understand how property taxes work. And this is where the county gets a lot of blame and a lot of flack. When you write your property or a check for your property taxes, yes, you are writing that check to the county. However, the county is only responsible for a certain percentage of that. In that check is also your school's property taxes, and if you live in a town, in an incorporated city, that city's taxes, as well as multiple other taxing authorities that levy property taxes against you to fund their service, their government service. So community colleges is another one. The assessor, the county assessor, is another one. That's all part of your property tax bill that you write a check to the county. Now, I do not control the schools, I do not control the cities, I do not control any of the other taxing entities with the exception of the counties. I've said this before in other videos, but it seems like something that needs to be said again and again. So,
Can I pause you? What about the county assessor? Do you control that?
No, we are one of 3 votes on the assessor's conference board. So the county assessor has its, nice house. So the county assessor has their own governing board called the conference board, and it's made up of all the town's mayors, and all the town's mayors together is 1 vote. All the school district superintendents and all their votes together equal 1 vote, and all 3 board of supervisors and all 3 county supervisors and all 3 supervisors equal 1 vote. That's how that board works. So, okay. So, what has been happening over the last several years? I know that you all have been seeing your property taxes go up. I know there was a big commercial property tax reevaluation that just happened this last year, or commercial property valuation that increase that happened this last year. There has been 2 residential increases. I believe the agriculture one is happening this year, so this would all be going into effect next year. And I know if you read the Des Moines Register just had a big article talking about how there's probably going to be another round of housing valuation increases because of the statewide housing demand that's going on. Now, that's a complicated issue in and of itself, so I'm not going to hit on that one today. However, what I will hit on is what's happened over the last several years as your valuation as your house valuation has increased. The county, not the schools, not the cities, the county has taken a good, long, hard look at our budget every single year and actually dropped our levy rate down in accordance with that valuation increase. So instead of leaving our levy rate at, say, $7.86 per thousand of taxable value, and your value of your house increased by $10,000, we did not leave our levy rate at $7.68. We dropped it down to keep the dollar amount that you're paying the county pretty close to exactly what you've been paying 4 years ago. And we've been doing this for the last 3 years. The schools have not been, the cities have not been, or most of the cities have not been. And I'm not going to talk as to why they have or they haven't. That's not my place. My place is the county. The county has dropped that down. And if you don't believe me, you can flip your tax statement over and look at the back of it, and it explains what taxing entity is responsible for what portion of those property taxes. Now, a lot of people still don't do this, and the county receives a lot of flack, specifically the treasurer's office, because they're the ones collecting the property tax checks for every taxing entity in the county. So we decided to add a new service to Schneider, to Beacon. If you're not familiar with Beacon, Beacon is the online GIS software that we use for the county. So you can pull up any parcel in the county, see what the valuation is, and with this new tool that we've added, and it's all the way, if you look at the top of the screen, and it'll say map, other, what are those called? I'm not an IT guru.
A tab?
Yeah, the tabs up at the top, you can hit those tabs for different options. All the way over on the right hand side, there's this new tab that we created, and I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's called, and it's a hit down tab. I think it's called property taxes or something like that. And you hit on that and you scroll down, and it says property tax or tax allocation or tax distribution. That's what it's called, tax distribution. And we have added this nice little simple to read, simple to understand chart with a pie chart explaining exactly, okay, my property tax bill is $2,000 a year. Out of that $2,000, 57.8% of it is the school, 31.68% is the county, and it's going to break down those percentages so you can see exactly what taxing entity is responsible for not just the percentage, but the dollar amount for your property taxes. And then if you continue scrolling down on the page, we've got it broke down into little pie charts so you can see the pie chart of what taxing entity is responsible for what portion. One of the things that we're also going to be adding going forward, this is the first year, it just went live I think about 4 or 5 months ago, and what we're going to be doing going forward is showing past years on that. So since this is the first year, it only shows 1 year's history, tax history on that page. Next year will be 2s, the year after that will be 3s, and we're going to keep a 3-year history on that page so you can see your property tax trend. You can see okay, my valuation increased 20% in 2022, and the school left their levy rate the same, resulting in, I can see here in 2021 I paid $1,100 to the school, and in 2022 I paid $1,300 to the school. And I can see I paid $900 to the county in 2021, and I can see I paid $900 to the county in 2022. Am I making this more complicated than it needs to be?
No, it's fine, and I'll post all the links, and I'll try to do a video of how to find that.
Yes, we can do that. That'll be a quick, easy 30-second video.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of it because I feel it does two things. Number one, I do believe that it holds taxing authorities, including the county, accountable, because it's going to make it more transparent did we raise your property taxes or not. Not did we raise the levy rate, because that's a cop-out. It's a cop-out taxing entities have used for years upon years of, we haven't raised our value, or we haven't raised our levy rate in 10 years. Well, no, you haven't raised the levy rate, but in the meantime, the valuation of my property or my house or whatever has gone up 22% in the last 10 years. So you're arbitrarily raising my property taxes by not adjusting your levy rate down. This does away with that. It adds that layer of transparency and accountability to where if we leave it the same, you're going to be able to see it, and you're going to see a direct effect of that on your property tax statement of how much more we're going to be charging you. On the plus side, it also hopefully eases some of the pressure and some of the flack that specifically the treasurer's office receives, because even though the county's been doing the responsible thing for the last 3 years, probably, this is going to upset some people, but you want to know what? I don't care. They throw me under the bus in their public meetings and private emails. I know it for a fact that there are at least 2 school districts and 3 towns in Jasper County that when citizens have reached out to them and complained about their property taxes going up, they do one of 2 things. They either blame the county assessor and say, well, it wasn't us. We left our levy rate the same. It was the county assessor who raised your valuation. The county assessor's job is to raise valuation. That's their job. I'm not necessarily defending it. I don't like it, but they're just doing their job. It is a cop-out. It is a cop-out when a taxing entity says, well, we didn't do it. We didn't raise our levy rate. The county assessor, who they all have representation on their board. They're all a voting member too. The county assessor raised your property valuation. They do that, number 1. Number 2 is they know that since the county is the one collecting the property taxes, that you're making your check out to the county, they know that they can kind of get away with saying, well, we didn't do anything, the county did it. Sick and tired of receiving the flack. The county for the last 3 years has not raised property taxes. We have actually dropped our levy rate down as evaluation increases happen, and I'm sick and tired. And I know for a fact that there are certain entities in the county that have done this, because I've heard it on multiple occasions from multiple good sources that they are doing it. That when a parent complains to a school board member about their taxes going up, they say, oh, well, that wasn't us, that was the county. When a city resident goes and complains to the city council and says, hey, my property taxes went up, what the heck is going on? What are you guys doing with it? And city council members go, oh, well, that wasn't us. We didn't raise our levy rate. The county did it. No, the county didn't. And this tool is going to help prove that the county is doing the responsible thing and the accountable thing, and that we're adding this layer of transparency. So, sorry, went off on a little bit of a tangent, but I've been fighting tooth and nail to increase funding to certain vital services, specifically infrastructure, secondary roads, and law enforcement for the last 4 years. We've been able to do it without having to increase taxes. We've been able to do it like pretty much what the county is operating on a year-to-year basis today is pretty much what it was 4 years ago. We have not pocketed those valuation increases as they've happened, and I'm tired of getting thrown under the bus by other taxing authorities in the county who have not done the same, throwing the county under the bus. So, with that, sorry for my little tangent. Thanks for sticking with me. Check the tool out. We'll do another quick tutorial of how to find that on Beacon. It's a great little tool, really simple to find, really simple to navigate. We'll get that video up for you so you can get on and check it out yourself. And like I said, currently, because it's the first year, there is only 1 year currently on there. However, going forward, we're going to be doing 3 years. So every single year, the oldest year will come off, the newest year will come on, and there will be 3 years of tax history available for you on that page. So, yeah. With that, hope you all have a good day, and thanks for bearing with me through my little tangent there for a little bit.